Oh, how's it going? I'm not too bad, getting there. Where am I now? I'm sitting in my living room. What am I doing? I'm making a chopping board. Hi from Russia, hello. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm making a chopping board, I just said. Carpenter, no, I'm not a carpenter, no. Ben, think of something a bit original, something funny. You know, if you're going to write stuff like that, at least be original. Come on. My granddad fell off of his dinosaur laughing at that one. You're all the same. You're all boring. Boring as boring can be with your rubbish, your shock humour or whatever it's supposed to be. I don't know. Trying to be obtuse. To I don't know. You're not different. You're just the same as the rest of them, unfortunately, which makes you incredibly boring. And Molly's repeating herself because can't think of anything intelligent to say. Do I like the British Broadcasting Company? No, not really, or corporation, whatever they're called. Not really a fan, no. Hi, how's it going? Not really a fan. I don't think that's what he meant by BBC. I know exactly what he meant by BBC, but I'm not going to play up to it because these people are idiots. Don't you know? Which part of Sussex you in? I'm in Horsham. I'm not far from Horsham. Probably about an hour away from Horsham, maybe. Hour's drive. Not far from there. I'm on the coast. Hey man, how's it going? What you making? Just started making a chopping board, and where it's drying out, it's starting to crack. So I'm just getting on with it. I could really be doing this with an axe, but it's a bit late now to be smashing stuff up in the garden. So I'm using an old gouge just to take the pressure off, so it stops cracking. Nice. Normally carve spoons. There you go. Look, there's a spoon carved. Great channel. Thank you very much. There's another spoon that I carved. Oh, it'll be alright, even if it's not. I'll get back up the woods, and because it's from a freshly felled tree, so it's gonna crack. You know? Awesome spoons. Thank you. Cheers, man. Carved a little wizard face into a bit of Christmas tree the other day as well. I do carve other things. I'm halfway through making a crossbow. I've made a few long bows as well, and different size crossbows. At the moment, I'm just trying to stop this from splitting. What I'll do is I'll thin it down, and then I'll smother it in oil, and hopefully that'll help with the drying. I don't want it to dry out too quickly. I thought it would be alright because it was outside, but it's actually quite dry out there at the moment. Good evening. All right, T, how's it going? Satisfying noise, yeah. The old gouge going for a bit of unseasoned ash. Bushcraftsussex Excelsior, I think the Latin name is for the ash tree. Well, mate's still got my whetstone, so I can't even sharpen up my big chisel and use that instead. It'll take a lot less time, but it is what it is. Here's what you got. I mean, I made an axe handle the other day with a penknife, so all good, mate. Sweet, sweet. Sweet as a nut. I posted a video yesterday in my, well, the first part of it anyway. I went up the woods and done a little bit of shopping up there, let's put it that way. Got myself some stuff. Some logs, got myself some beautiful looking logs. Obviously this chopping board that I'm worming my way through. My brother wanted a chopping board. He's moaning that he can't find a big decent one, so I'm making him one as a surprise. Yeah, I saw the video earlier. Looking forward to the hours. Yeah, too right, man. I need to get down the beach and get some flint. That's what I need to make the arrowheads. And then I need to go to the pine forest and get some pine resin to make some glue to glue the arrowheads on, and some feathers. But my mate actually said he's got a load of fletching sitting in his garage, so I could use those to make the fletching, make them fly straight. I've also got a really long piece of coppice that I might turn into one of those, you know, the Aztec, where they used to use the mexica, and they used to use the spear thrower, or atlatl as everyone calls it, because everyone's decided to speak Nahuatl all of a sudden, but we call them spear throwers. The Aborigines call them woomers. You know, there's different names for different parts of the world, but everyone seems to have cottoned on to the Aztec, the Nahuatl word for it. Don't know why. Oh, it's an atlatl. Only if you're an Aztec. Or, well, they didn't call themselves the Aztecs. They called themselves the Mexica, didn't they? But that's a different story for a different time. I'm going to make one of those long spears with the flights on the back with a spear thrower. Let's blunt it up as well. I haven't got any stones. I'll call it a spear, yeah, definitely. Well, that sort of worked. I'll get a archery mat down the woods and do some ballistic tests with it, see if it actually causes some damage, which I think would make quite an interesting video. I did make an 8-foot long Mesolithic hunting spear. That was a big boy. With a big flint tip in the top of it. That was wicked. Definitely done the trick. Because you know the old spear tips, to use a small spear tip for a large animal and a big spear tip for a smaller animal, believe it or not, because the bigger spear tips don't go in as deep. They haven't got as much velocity because the spear tip actually slows them down. So when you're hunting something like a deer, you use a big arrow, a big spearhead. When you're hunting something like, like if it was like a woolly mammoth back in the Stone Age, they'd use a spear tip which was about the same size as the actual spear, so it'd go through further. Especially if you're hunting something like a mammoth, you need that spear to go in as far as possible. I've got splinters all over me. Pressure equals force/area. Exactly, that's it. I don't know the technicality behind it. I just know it works. I'm not not well educated in that sense. But even if I mess it up, it'll make a nice looking piece of firewood anyways. There's a wood carver I know, and he says he just turns firewood into nice things. It's all firewood at the end of the day. Now we're getting into the hardwood. Thomas, drink some water, mate. Come on. Don't head in. Constant coughing. I'm a physics teacher, so I don't know. The other equation. Awesome. Yeah, physics not really my strong point. I know it works, I just don't know why it works. All the ins and outs of it anyway. But all I know is that smaller, more high velocity things go through things better than big fat things that just smash into the sides of it. So I prefer a 177 for rabbit hunting than a 22. Higher muzzle velocity. Did you hear that there? Someone's watching.
Oh, can you wait a little bit? A little bit. Huh?
Yeah, don't ask me to open the computer. Oh, there. Better know how to work my phone. Oh, knock the bit off the top of the microphone. What a nasty. More wet stains. Just join, mate. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Problem is, even just bringing this in, it's going to dry out even more. Oh, that's why. What are you making, buddy? So I mean, I'm just carving a chopping board at the moment. Normally spend most of my time making spoons. Like that. That's a spoon that I made. I'll make other things as well. That's so cool. Thank you. I've got lots of different types. There's one with a bigger spiral going through it. Oh, one made out of hazel. It's just a plain spoon. Another one there made out of ash with a tighter spiral on it. Very nice, mate. Looks awesome. Cheers, man. Thank you. Carved a wizard's face into a piece of old Christmas tree. Done that the other day. Also make walking sticks. Made a few bows, a few crossbows, stuff like that. Oh, I see why this is splitting. There's a bit of this tree had ash dieback, which is a disease that kills ash trees, and that's where the split's coming out from. If I can dig it back, I might be able to get it. Might be able to get it just enough so it won't split anymore. I should be doing this with an axe really out in the garden, but it's quite late. So I don't think my neighbours would appreciate me standing out there hacking away at a piece of wood. Tomorrow morning I'll get on the case. Yeah, that is black in there, that is. What advice would you give a beginner? Spoons. Get yourself a decent knife. You can pick them up fairly cheap. Get yourself a Mora knife. Get yourself a crook knife, which is a bent knife like that for hollowing out spoons, or you can use one of these, which is a carpentry gouge. And just practice, basically. Just get a tree branch, carve it into different shapes. Just practice doing different cuts and stuff like that to start off with. That's what I do. That's what I started off doing when I was about 16, I think. Started carving just different random shapes of different things. Make a few walking sticks, just carve a lot of handle into it, you know, just get used to the knife. Follow that line of destruction through this plank of wood. Problem is, this isn't a shop bought piece of wood. This was a tree that was cut down last week. My mate chainsawed me a lump off and I split the plank out of it. So it's a fresh bit of timber. Fair play, much appreciated. I do a lot of wild camping. Looking to have my tools that. All my tools handmade. Oh, fair play, fair play. Just don't take any of them wild camping with you. It's, you know, you get caught and you're not on private land. And you've got all these knives and stuff on you. Well, if you're in England, that is, by the way. Just I don't really. I mean, I camp out in the woods, but I don't really do wild camping. I've got a permission, so I'll go to places where I'm allowed to be. You know. But if you get someone asks you to leave or whatever, and the old bill are involved, and they find a knife on you, it's aggravated assault, aggravated trespass. Sorry, then it becomes a problem. Oh yeah, for Scotland, yeah, fair play, man, fair play, fair play. Are you allowed to walk around with knives in Scotland? I don't know what the knife laws are out there. Just a bit of advice. It's all good. Laugh at that. Yeah, fair play. You know, like a lot of people in England think just because it's a national park, it's not actually owned by anyone. It's sort of like owned by the government, but it's not. And they get a bit confused. You know, just make sure you don't do stupid things like set fire to people's fence posts and stuff like that, because it's vandalism as well, isn't it? Which I've seen people do. Just use windfall trees if you're going to have a fire. Make sure you don't have a fire in a pine forest. Set fire to the ground and then you get a smouldering root fire for months, and then Bit of wind picks up, set fire to half the forest. If you're a wild camper, you should know this. So if I'm going to set, hang on, sorry, my missus is just going past. Go on then, quick. Huh? Yeah, follow up a massive amount, sorry. I do apologise. If you didn't set up a tent and just sat down with a blanket, that's right. In the local council ones, would that be wild camping? If you're sleeping out there, basically, most landowners don't mind, to be honest with you, as long as you leave no trace and just make sure you don't do anything stupid like set fire to half the forest or start just damaging things, you know, cutting down fresh trees and stuff like that. You want to just be respectful, follow the countryside code. You know, wild camping is illegal at the end of the day, but you can, you know, people do it all the time. I mean, I've been to a few spots wild camping before, and you wouldn't have even known we were there. You found it, and they're usually golden. Yeah, too right. I mean, I'll look after a small forest, and I've had specific instructions from the landowner. If you see anyone camping in there, get rid of them ASAP. Give them 3 minutes. That's what he likes. That's what he likes. It's like someone sleeping in your back garden, you know. He doesn't want anyone on his land. Doesn't want anyone on his land. There's no public access, no public right of way, so they shouldn't be there in the first place. Normally I'm armed when I'm up there, so probably scare someone off fairly quickly. I don't think I'll get any back chat from them. Dig this crack out. Sounds well, doesn't it? I'm sitting there digging the crack out. Split, shall I say. Yeah, leave it as you found it. You know, a lot of things like when you make a fire, don't make a fire too big so you've got leftover wood smouldering away, you know what I mean? You want to burn absolutely everything until there's nothing left but ash. And then wait a bit, obviously, until you think it's gone out. Put your hand on the soil and then pour water all over it and then dig it over. Put your hand in all the slop, just make sure it's definitely out. Pour more water in it, spread it back over or release it back into the forest and then cover it back over with leaves, you know? I see people you know, lobbing half burning bits of wood into the forest and stuff like that, you know. It's just sketchy as sketchy can be. But you get a lot of people on the internet that try and teach people how to do things when they don't know how to do it themselves. That's it. Right. There's some landowners are fine with it, and some aren't. But normally, if you get permission, you ain't got to run from a gent. Like, yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, you just get what's his name? Yeah, wow, that's original. Very, very funny. Bless them. These are the sort of people that make a joke and laugh at their own joke. Just so you know. These are the sort of people. Think they're amusing, but they're not actually being funny. So that's a joke. You know what I mean? Try and be original. The amount of times I've had that sort of double entendre rubbish just pop up. People haven't got a clue what they're going on about. It's Friday night. Why aren't you out with your mates down the pub? Why are you sitting on here trying to, I don't know, like poor attempts at basic observational mockery on the internet? I'll get my head around it. Why aren't you out drinking, enjoying yourself? Because I'm assuming you're a younger person with the way you're writing and the wordage that you use. So, go down the pub, go and enjoy yourself. So when I was younger, if you were trespassing, you normally get a load of gamekeepers jumping out of a Land Rover with grub axe handles. Things are different nowadays. But I said to my mate, I said, if there was someone camping on your land and I was there on my own, saw them, I'd just be like, yeah, right, you're not meant to be here. Just do yourself a favour and pack up your stuff and go, please. Need to upload the second half of that video. I did a video yesterday when I was up at my mate's woods. I need to do the second half while I cook, make bread and whatnot. But you know, as all the big bushcrafters say, you know, the ones that have been on TV, like Ray Mears, if you're going to go camping somewhere, just make sure you ask the landowner's permission. And 9 times out of 10, if you say, look, I'm a bushcrafter, is it okay if I set up camp for a night in your woods? Most of them will go, yeah, of course you can. Thanks for letting me know. It's really nice of you, you know. Especially if it's an old scrap bit of woodland that's not being managed or anything. We could even phone them up and say, look, I've noticed that you've got a forest and it's not managed. Can I manage it for you? And then the first thing they say is, I can't afford to pay you. And you say, you don't have to, because what you do is you go in and start managing the forest, and then you apply for government grants, and you can get like 10 grand a year for a forestry worker to work in there. You can make charcoal, you can use the coppice, you can get timber from the standing deadwood and stuff like that, and you can actually make quite a lot of money out of it. And their forest is nicely managed, they're happy, you're happy, you know. You can do stuff like that. You just got to have a bit of an idea what you're doing. I know an old boy who does that. Manages people's woods for them, clears them up, sorts them out, and then he uses it for charcoal production. And he sells to some of the biggest restaurants in England. His charcoal is very, very nice, very good quality. But then I couldn't do that because I don't have a lime kiln, a charcoal kiln, which is annoying. But I suppose I could have one knocked up, but it'd be quite expensive. He did say he'd lend us one of his smaller ones, so we could do a couple of tons of charcoal in my mate's forest, which I thought was very nice of him. It's one of my mate's neighbours. But I think this summer we might have to take him up on that, because I really do fancy doing a charcoal burn. But you've got to sit out all night, which I don't mind. That'd be nice. Have a few beers, sit out there, watching the old blue smoke coming out. Yo, you're live again. I'm back too. Awesome. I don't really remember you. I do apologise. But I'm definitely live. I've learned many things from you. Awesome, awesome. At the moment, I'm just making the chopping board. It started to split, so I've got to act fast. So I'm just gouging out where it's splitting, and tomorrow I'll finish it off with an axe. And this tree had ash dieback, so it's there's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. Awesome, man. Awesome. I've been doing it for years, so it's sort of like a quite easy. Not easy, but it's quite a quick process for me. But I made that round spoon thing. What the oh, was it yours telling you about if you get an old spanner and sharpen it up to make a crook knife or like a spoon gouge? Were you the one I was talking to about that? Is that what you're going on about? Well, just play on your phone, Thomas. Leaving on this computer for a bit. Got the TV blurting in the background. I'm making a chopping board, big thick, big old chopping board. Just going to be a big square lump of ash, basically. But I started to rough carve it with an axe earlier on, and then when I went back to have a look at it this evening, it started to crack open. So I'm just gouging out where it's cracking, so it doesn't split anymore. Hopefully, If it does, we'll just have to start again on a drier piece. But this was a big ash tree about a week ago, so it's pretty fresh. I need to dig out my wood plane when I've got the rough cut, bolt it down and then plane it so it's nice and flat and smooth. Smell that honey. Making that spoon. Yeah, you do. Yeah, man, you got to be careful. Always, you got to know where your tools are going. I mean, a few years back, I stuck this into my thumb, probably about that deep, straight in the side. Got no feeling in it now. That was a while ago. I'm always forever when I'm carving, doing push cuts. Always end up slicing the ends of my thumbs. Always end up with loads of cuts on the ends of my thumbs. Stick a knife in the palm of your hand if you're using it as a draw knife, stuff like that. What's the matter with? Go on, Thomas. Go past. Yeah, you will cut yourself. You will indeed. It's one of those things. It's an occupational hazard. I mean, I've nearly chopped the end of my thumb off with an axe once. That was quite funny. Yeah. Well, I stopped just as it got to my thumb, and I hit myself in the thumb. Go on, Thomas. Hurry up. I hit myself in the thumbnail with the beard of the axe. Went straight into my thumbnail, which woke me up a bit. If I went any harder and wasn't able to stop, it would have split my thumb down the centre. Now that would have been a wound and a half. But they're normally little minor little cuts and scrapes. Normally tape it up and then carry on straight away afterwards. Blooming annoying, I need my sharp. Hola, hola, hola. There's something a little bit of my bone. How to do designs? Yeah, man. That's like it is a it is an occupational hazard when you're carving wood and using sharp tools, man. You will do yourself some injuries. Last time I cut my thumb, I should have gone to the hospital and had some stitches in it, but couldn't be bothered. It was too much effort, so I taped it up, stuck it all back together with tape, and then now I can't feel the end of my thumb. Which is annoying because that was the thumb I used to feel the springs with to see if they were thick enough, so I had to swap to the other hand and sort of relearn it. But it is, ooh, squeaky squeakers. It is what it is at the end of the day. That's why I don't do chainsaw carving. Yeah, I can imagine. Getting the old chainsaw carving. Right. Take the arm off. So they've all cut my hand, it's always my hand gone. What are you doing with that? With what? With this? This is a gouge and I'm gouging. That's what I'm doing with that. Making a chopping board. It started to split. This is really a job for an axe, but I just need to thin it out where it's splitting and hopefully it won't go any further. How old am I? Old enough. Old enough to be young, but young enough to be old. That's how old I am. I'm old enough not to answer personal questions. I'm 24. I was born in 2001. Oh, fair play. I was born a bit before then. A little bit before then. I was born in the last century, let's put it that way. Huh? Christ, 24 was quite a while ago for me. I can't even remember. what I was doing when I was 24. Yeah, I know as well, but not particular moments. I used to go to a lot of music festivals. No, not really. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's why you carry on.
No, stop. I don't go anymore. Even if my heart wasn't that good, I'd no chance. I'm just trying to go to a music festival. I'd be like, no, I'd rather just go camp. Actually enjoy my camping. I don't know why my numbers are so low. I need to start going live in the daytime again. A lot more people in the daytimes. But I suppose it's Friday night. Everyone's out enjoying themselves, aren't they? Yeah. Having a nice pint of cider somewhere down by the river. Or out camping. Or in a nightclub if that's what you're sort of thing. Oh, this is deep, this crack. Raw. This might end up just being a nice looking piece of firewood if I'm not careful. That's when you know the old clamps moving a bit. Don't take a lot to hold down the piece, but it still needs a clamp. Yeah, they were well cheap. They're really good actually. I'll definitely rate them a 10. For how long they've lasted and the punishment I've put them for as well. They're all pretty good. Pretty handy. Greetings, beautiful soul. So it's right, Squirrel Sniper. How's it going? Warm out tonight? Yeah, it is quite warm actually. It is warm. I'm a bit hot sitting in here to be fair. Yeah, it's not cold. You're from Portugal, love. Of course, you think it's cold. Almost double figures. It is. I think it was about 13, 14 degrees today. Which is not very wintry, is it? Let's tighten that up even more. I'm just trying to. I started making a chopping board out of a piece of fresh ash earlier on, so I wasn't expecting anything great from it, but it started to crack already. So I don't know why that clamp's not holding this anymore. Nothing. Huh? No, it's just on a pivot. I'm just using the gouge to try and scoop out where the crack is and stop it from spreading any further. Which is annoying because the chopping board's going to be a bit thinner, but it don't matter. It's still going to be about 1.5 inches thick, so we ain't too fussed with that. Not too bad. Just walking through the woods now, heading back. Long day. Yeah, man. Nice. Nothing like a walk through the woods in the evening. It's lovely. Love walking around the woods at night with the different sounds. Got my stepson coughing in the background. Yeah, it's nice being outside in the woods. Makes me feel relaxed. Get a bit anxious in towns and cities. Do a bit of surgery on this log. Oh, sweet man, sweet. I don't even know if I'm subbed to you. I need to write down your name. My little bushcraft book. It's got all the different plants and stuff in there, and all the designs for wizards and ideas for shelters and stuff. Different types of shelters, different roofs, different ways to use copies, different things you can use for roof, for wattling. Loads of different ones. Little designs for tinker tents, design for a shave horse, all sorts of things like that. Stuff about fire lighting, red wine recipes, donut recipe in there. Let's write down squirrel sniper. My memory is terrible. Well, I'll look you up, man. One word, isn't it? Sweet, man, sweet. I love working with birch. It's nice and easy, isn't it? It's just a nice wood to carve. All the forestry lads are messaging each other. I'll comment on the community page. And you can follow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just leave a comment, and that'll make it easier for me to find you. That'd be awesome, man. I love a bit of carving. I like supporting people as well, you know. Especially if they're doing carving. Oh, come on, don't go down any lower. I can't make this thinner. We shall prevail. Shouting at you. First live stream yesterday. 45 feet. Yeah, half a bird. I was reducing the reshape. Awesome, man. That would have been welcome to watch. That would have been awesome, man. My mate cut down a big ash tree in his forest. That's what this bit of ash is from. Definitely had dieback. And I posted a video yesterday. It's this first half. The second half, you see me getting this massive log, and I got a really expensive axe, and I had a metal wedge, and I was like, nah, not hitting that metal wedge with my axe. So I made myself a club out of a bit of tree, and I was whacking this metal wedge, and I was like, it's not even moving. So I went. We got an old tent full of tools. We call it the tool tent. And I was like, I wonder if there's a big splitting maul in there. And I went in there, and there's a big splitting maul, and I was like, there we go. About 3 whacks straight through. It was perfect, but wasn't doing very well. We're not going to smash the life out of my grandfather's Brucks. No chance. You spend 180 quid on an axe. You don't know. Mull at the back of it. But if it was one of my other axes, I wouldn't care. I would have just smacked it through. But we don't like destroying nice things. Yeah, I'll definitely give you a follow, man, or subscribe as it's called now. I'll press the bell button so I know when you're going live. You're always in here talking to me, It's nice. I suppose it's getting fairly late. There's a few things on YouTube this evening. That is probably going to be good. And I can split the rest of that off with my axe. Bring it down to about 1.5 inches thick. Hopefully it won't crack, otherwise I've just made a really nice looking piece of firewood. Lots of effort. And minimal satisfaction. Firewood beside there. Yeah, nice, man, nice. Oh no, if it don't work, I'll split it down the middle and make some spoons out of it. And I've got a massive round log in the shed, and I'll just have to wait for that to dry out and crack on its own, and then make the chopping board in between where it's already cracked. It might take a while, but I'll just maybe if I leave this in a bucket of water. Bucket of water. Bucket of water. Buckets of water. Buckets of water. Would you like me to speak in posh? Oh, I say I've got a bucket of water. What, like my uncle? Bucket of water. I want to go and have a look at Ollie's fireplace that he's building, see what his brickwork's like. Huh? I miss the bricks. I do. I miss the grit sand in between the teeth. Being covered in cement and having really sore hands. Huh? 10 minutes. So I'll catch you later. All right, mate. Yeah, sweet. I'm going to jump off anyway. There's only got 4 people sitting there watching me. So I'm going to go and spend the rest of my evening pleasantly. But yeah, cheers for coming on. Anyone that's still watching, and all 3 of them just jumped out. There we go.